tanjung pantai nan putih, nampak berjalan seorang dara berbaju rapi, serasi nampaknya, elok rupa, manis dipandang mata. Sungguh cantik, hai cantik, kuning lansat kulitnya. Sungguh cantik, hai cantik, bolehkah saya menyapa? Sambil berjalan di tepian pantai, tangan melambai, tertawa riang, bersenandung, oh, nyanyian lama mengiring nelayan pulang berkolek. Sungguh cantik, hai cantik, siapakah orangnya? Sungguh cantik, hai cantik, bolehkah daku menggoda? Alunan nan merdu, oh mengalun syahdu di tepian pantai di ujung samudra. Terbilang adatnya, terbilang budaya, itulah maruah jati diri kita. Alunan nan merdu, oh mengalun syahdu di tepian pantai di ujung samudra. Terbilang adatnya, terbilang budaya, itulah maruah jati diri kita. Sambil berjalan di tepian pantai, tangan melambai, tertawa riang, bersenandung, oh, nyanyian lama mengiring nelayan pulang berkolek. Sungguh cantik, hai cantik, siapakah orangnya? Sungguh cantik, hai cantik, bolehkah daku menggoda? Alunan nan merdu, oh mengalun syahdu di tepian pantai di ujung samudra. Terbilang adatnya, terbilang budaya, itulah maruah jati diri kita. Alunan nan merdu, oh mengalun syahdu di tepian pantai di ujung samudra. Terbilang adatnya, terbilang budaya, itulah maruah jati diri kita. Di ujung tanjung pantai nan putih, nampak berjalan seorang dara berbaju rapi, serasi nampaknya, elok rupa, manis dipandang mata. Sungguh cantik, hai cantik, bolehkah daku menyapa? Sungguh cantik, hai cantik, dapatkah kita bersama?
disusun di dalamlah tepat, di dalamlah tepat. Bungalah mawar jadi hiasan, sirih disusun tuan di dalamlah tepat, di dalamlah tepat. Bungalah mawar tuan jadi hiasan, walau sirih mengenyang tidak, mengenyanglah tidak. Jadi penawar sepanjang zaman. Walaupun sirih mengenyang tidak, hai mengenyanglah tidak. Jadi penawar sepanjang zaman. Makan sirih berpinang tidak tuan, lambanglah adat pusaka Melayu.
Batang masak sepungan dipetik untuk baginda raja. Pauh di batang masak sepungan dipetik untuk baginda raja. Jauh di seberang pulau Siantan, kasih pujaan ada di sana. Jauh di seberang pulau Siantan, kasih pujaan ada di sana. Baginda raja memakan pinang untuk penyedap skapur sirihnya. Baginda raja memakan pinang untuk penyedap skapur sirihnya. Apabila senja hati nak bimbang, bila masanya kita berjumpa. Apabila senja hati nak bimbang, bila masanya kita berjumpa.
masanya kanda meminang. Gunung kota hai tinggi menjulang, menjulang hingga tertutup awan. Gunung kota hai tinggi menjulang, menjulang hingga tertutup awan. Berkasih sayang tiada dilarang, asalkan tahu adat batasan. Berkasih sayang tiada dilarang, asalkan tahu adat batasan. Pantun berkasih hamba nyanyikan, mengenang dinda harapan hati. Usah bimbang dek di kau menanti, tunggu masanya kanda meminang. Panjang melandai pantainya sisi, hajat hatiku hendak ke sana. Panjang melandai pantainya sisi, hajat hatiku hendak ke sana. Jika tak pandai membawa diri, kelak terhina juga binasa. Jika tak pandai membawa diri, kelak terhina juga binasa.
this Estes could be picked by Philippines. They just straight away ban it, respect ban towards Villa Luna and Philippines with Franco and also Marty's ban. It makes them secure that actually there's no, such as a pick-off strategy coming from the Iron Hook from Franco. And there's no Gashion at all because maybe he know how strong Gashion coming from
The Philippines,
the
of
Del
course.
Rosario.
Del Rosario in the jungle. He does have a lot of heroes in his arsenal, so he can go aggressive and defensive. So far, we have seen him on the fighters a bit more often. So we'll see if the Philippines want to revamp their strategy, going from a front to back to maybe something a bit more aggressive. But they've banned, as you mentioned, Momo-chan, the Franco, the Martis, and the 1-1. So it seems like a late game or a slow-paced game is what they are going to aim for. Slovenia takes away the Fredrin that the Philippines picked twice actually in their match against Indonesia. So maybe they're onto something, but whoa, hang on. Speaking of signature picks right here, could this actually come through, Momo-chan?
Like, the old wise with the Yesansen, but unfortunately you won't see it, Arashi, because there will be the first pick for Valentina and also Beatrix.
They can't keep getting away with this, man. They keep baiting us casters into thinking something crazy is about to happen.
I was waiting Villa Luna's Estes just now in the first match, but
Same.
but yeah, we don't have a chance until now to see that, the god of Estes, the god of support
Exactly.
from Villa Luna.
The top level Estes. For now, it will be Valentina and yet again that Beatrix. As we mentioned earlier, this is a hero that is very signature to Soriano. So we have to see if he can yet again have a great performance here. Because if everything goes according to plan, on that Beatrix, he is an absolute problem for any team going up against the Philippines right now. But for Slovenia, Cyclops could it be? It is going to be a Cyclops and a Diggy, which we have seen banned very.
Tapi lembut banget atau emang pasirnya
Karena apa namanya?
selembut ini. Really be careful, by the star power lockdown that can be used by Slovenia to just lock one member, maybe an important member that could change anything for Philippines. But Benedetta.
We've seen it banned from a multitude of teams actually. Philippines, I think, banned it once, and I think the Indonesian team also banned it away.
Yeah.
It's a very, very troublesome hero, but we've seen that against a Fredrin, sometimes the Benedetta does struggle quite a bit, unless, of course, this Benedetta is going to be flexed away to a different role.
Exactly. I'm thinking the same way just
We
now.
have synergy here, Momo-chan. We have the same thoughts.
We have the chemistry, Arashi. But yeah, it could be the XP lane, it could be the jungler as well for Del Rosario. So it depends on what Philippines want to bring us for this match. And going into the second baiting phase here, it's gonna be Leslie because Slovenia, they haven't secured any good lane position for mid into the late game, or maybe for insurance for them to just win the game here. So Philippines, they could ban everything. They could ban Clean, they could ban Leslie, they could ban
Claude.
even Claude, yeah.
Or the Irithel as well.
That's right.
A lot of options here, and Slovenia,
There's
they
no
ban away
Carmilla.
the Carmilla, despite the fact that one of the big pluses of a Carmilla is that crowd control potential, and they have a Diggy. So it's quite the interesting approach. But as you mentioned, Momo-chan, for the Philippines, they struggled really hard against the Leslie pick against the Indonesians. So maybe that is something that they realize they do not or can't deal with. Of course, in a front-to-back situation, true damage becomes a big factor in those long, drawn-out late-game fights. So I think it's a very smart option. And now only one more hero able to be banned away from both these teams. As so many things open up right here.
Yeah, I think Melissa or but it's gonna be Hayabusa for Philippines. They take out this Hayabusa, and Slovenia with this Diggy. When you mentioned Diggy earlier just now, I just feel that they can do a babysit strategy here for Slovenia. Diggy
Right.
will stay in the gold lane for whoever Slovenia will pick. Is either is gonna be Melissa, either is gonna be Clean maybe, we don't know. It could be, still using the same baby set strategy because they have Digi with the poke damage from the alarm bomb. Remember?
Right. I mean, that babysitting strategy is very obnoxious to deal with. It almost allows your gold lane to have a guaranteed lane. And in the current meta, the gold lane is a reliable source of DPS. And so shutting down your opponent's DPS usually leads to very, very solid results in the mid to late game. But the final ban for Slovenia is the Martis, so they're not convinced that this Benedetta is going to the jungle. But Philippines is hovering over a Rafaela and they lock it in.
Wow, I really love, how these
Smart.
two support meta from Philippines. But Freya, as a shadow pick for Slovenia, it's very interesting.
Really?
Even we never, maybe we didn't see much a country such as Slovenia or maybe like Namibia who played in the previous match, but they always come with a unique pick here. This is what I like from another countries between the
The
South
other
Asia.
regions.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
other regions. They always comes up with a very, very unique draft, and I just cannot wait for who's gonna be the last two picks for Slovenia. Is it gonna be Freya?
They're hovering
There
for so
you
long and
go.
they actually lock it in. Pawpaw and Koopa and a Freya. This might be the first time I've seen a Freya in an actual high-tier competitive game. This is insane. As I'm going to mention though, the Rafaela pick is so smart because now, yes, they can't really catch the Digi, but if the Digi can't really if the Philippines can't crowd control because of the Digi, they can chase with that movement speed. So that is a solution.
What?
That is a Granger though.
It's a Granger jungler for Philippines for Del Rosario. And they are going to play 2 support and 2 marksmen at the same time. Wow, Philippines.
This is something special, something we haven't seen. And if any team can make it work, I think it's the Philippines. Because right now, with this composition, if you don't pay attention to your positioning and your formation when you're moving around the map, it's going to be very, very dangerous for these squishy marksmen, right? So the Philippines are well known to be able to do that, to position well, to kite back or chase very efficiently and very calculatively. So I think this is a great opportunity for us to see if this composition, this strategy can actually work out.
And especially I really like that Granger pick for Philippines because we know Granger, he has enough base damage actually, the basic damage in the early, so it can give it a little bit pressure. Maybe it cannot, not 100% can shut down the member of Slovenia in the early game, but at least it can give more poke damage. So it will make some time for Slovenia to just recall and going back to the base.
We'll have to see, will the Granger poke way too hard for Slovenia to deal with? Ladies and gentlemen, back into the land of dawn between Slovenia and the Philippines. Will the Philippines get their redemption or will Slovenia actually overturn the odds? Let's get straight into it, Momo-chan.
Birthday. It's your birthday, the day we got.
Very low. The HP bars from Villaluna, that shows the aggression that Slovenia is willing to bring to the table. But right here, we have a bit of a skirmish already. Aggressive moves from Dap, and he is being punished for it. Although with the current situation, I think it's going to be a bit difficult. Del Rosario, though, on this Granger, as you mentioned, Momo-chan, the base damage definitely gives him an edge in the early game clear. And I think that will amount to a bit of an EXP advantage if we get all the way to the late game.
Oh yes, it reminds me with the 2 marksman meta, like the old times.
Good old times.
I think like season, I don't know, MPL season
5, 6?
5, I think 4 maybe.
4 even.
Yeah, it was very long time already, but we will see. The Philippines, they are very, very confident with this strategy, and Bonnie needs to go back with the...
Ooh, Desonata
Flicker,
actually
yes.
sets up that kill, and they're not done just yet. 4 members right under the turret, and Bonnie will be the main target, and he will get taken out. This is the Philippines with the superior rotations, having 4 against 1, uncharacteristically, but the turtle seems to be targeted by Slovenia instead.
Yeah, I think Slovenia, they want to get this. They have to get this turtle though. Meanwhile, Padap is gonna be the target that can be taken down by Slovenia because he tried to contest it 1 versus 3.
Tries to make the outplay happen there from Dap, but it won't be enough. The purple buff gets taken away by the Philippines as well. So now they have a lot more options to play around, and the jungle pick for the side of Slovenia is going to struggle quite a bit. But look at the damage coming in. That is a lot of damage, and it will be secured as well. Pure aggression coming in from the side of the Philippines.
Yes, the Death Sonata almost eat Clyde alive, but Clyde's still able to survive and still able to recall, going back to the base right now and try to reset it, everything. Meanwhile, Dapadab, I think he needs to, trying to clear the lane as soon as possible, because we know how long Fredrin to clear the lane, right? So Padab actually he has the advantage here. So if he wants to make the rotation, I think it's gonna be easy for the Padab. And Bonnie, it's gonna be the prior target here from Philippines, because they know how strong Popo Cooper, right? Into the mid and the late game situation.
In the meantime, on the other side of the map, Dapadab has a lot of mobility to survive from these ganks. So we talked about how the Diggy might be used for a babysit strategy, but Bonnie is not having a good time at all. And in the mid side, Time Journey has been popped up, and now that won't be available for any of the members. It is actually a stolen one used by Imam on the mid lane. The Philippines are going hardcore on this top side.
Yeah, I think they want to play really fast, just by get all the objective as soon as possible for Philippines. They don't want to drag this game into the late game. You know how scary Freya as well into the late game, right? He could be very, very strong. He could be the frontliner for Slovenia as well.
I'm sure a fight starts to break out. The Philippines are going in, but you can see the first victim is going to be Clyde on the Diggy. It's a double kill for Sorano. That will be Nissan falling down in the same time, and the purple buff yet again is denied away from the hands of the Slovenians.
Yeah.
And just like that, the Niburu's passion in the mid side, the pressure, the wave management from the Philippines is benefiting them so much.
Yeah, we didn't see much maybe war between these two teams, because Philippines, they want to play really objectively right now, and Slovenia, most of the draft here are going into the mid until the late game, right? Like this Freya, but look at that. Del Rosario trying to a little bit forcing himself in the mid lane.
Doing a lot of damage. Clyde nearly gets taken out, but look at the flank coming in from Arakiel. This will benefit them so much. That is Del Rosario taken out. Disaster, as the next target is going to be Villaluna. Makes it out alive from that situation though, but the Sorano, double kill. And actually continuing with that Nibiru. That's a lot of damage. You have to see the items right here, but they are still not done just yet. The snipe is used, but it will connect. That is a monster kill for Sorano. And the Philippines are able to take out 3 members for the price of none, I believe.
It looks very, very comfortable for Philippines. Like, if they keep their tempo like this, not trying to forcing themselves too much, I think they still can get this game. But Rimuru having a 1 versus 2 situation here, but Dapadab still able to survive or not, but no, he's going back with the Phantom Slash, and
oh my god,
hit for the Clyde, and he's able to get shut down by Dapadab.
Imam with the stolen Time Journey saves the life of Dapadab, and that is a disaster. They spent so much time, and in exchange they actually lost Bonnie. Yet again, Sorano is an absolute menace right now with the Malefic War. These snipes are going to do so much damage, and that will not, oh my god, that will not be a damage that Visao can actually take. And they're not done yet. Rimuru is the next target, and that's the Death Sonata being used. That's Imam securing the kill. And Philippines will continue their aggression. They're not backing away at all as Arakiel gets taken out, and the first base turret will be still standing for now.
Yeah, it's like maybe, how much, 9k gold lead? Is it 9k? Yeah, 9k gold lead by Philippines team.
Aduh, banyak pesanan gini. Gimana ya biar ongkirnya nggak mahal?
Grab Express. Tenang aja Bu, perintahkan ntar.
Farm, and look at the item. This Digi only have this dominant eyes. Meanwhile, from Zoriano, he already secured his Blade of Despair and Fury Hammer with the Malefic Roar for the attack penetration.
That's a lot of damage comparatively. Popo and Koopa, not even the first BOD completed.
Yep.
Now, Death Sonata yet again used for that engage, and Clyde is taken out just like that. He won't be able to save any of his teammates as the Philippines move for the base turret, but they back away. This is that discipline as Imam makes bold moves around the map.
Yeah, he needs to copy that time journey from Clyde, and now the minion comes in the bottom lane. Now all of the players from Slovenia need to maybe take back off a little bit. They have to, try to defend their base before Philippines end this game.
They have to try and find some kind of payoff because against two marksmen, that's a lot of range first of all, and that is a lot of DPS, especially the longer the game goes. Yes, Granger isn't exactly a hyper carry in the late game, but Del Rosario with that Rhapsody has been doing insane amounts of damage, and a lot of these fights are done on the back of that very well-timed Death Sonata. Here we go again. Rhapsody being used by Del Rosario. It won't be enough though, as the Slovenians try and strike back. The Beerus Passion by Serrano actually shuts down that aggression. There's a trade here. You can see that Villaluna actually gets taken out, and the Philippines, they are unfazed completely. Everything is still under control. There's 2 members down from Slovenia, so against 3, can they actually go for the end? Ultimate has been used right here. Death Sonata used yet again. The slow cooldown is so beneficial, and the Philippines are gonna try and stalk their way, try and find chances to end the game. Imam goes in with that burst damage, and it seems like for now, they will not be able to end the game just yet.
Maybe they can, because look at that, the minion lines comes in into the bottom lane, and Oracle, he doesn't have any defense item to hold the damage that Philippines has right now with the the minion comes in the mid lane right now. I think Philippines, they are able to finish this game as soon as possible. And now Soriano being chased by Slovenia. Meanwhile, the Philippines, they want to target the best as soon as possible. They don't want to give more space, more time for Slovenia, but Slovenia are still able to defend their base, Arashi.
They're defending their base so desperately, but the Philippines, they're playing it calculatively. They have range to work with, they have DPS to work with, and they're slowly but surely just melting down the health bars of the Slovenian players yet again. Dappadap just kiting in and out, actually gaining HP in the process instead of losing it. Death Sonata is used for poke yet again, and look at that burst damage. Imam is absolutely disgusting in this game. With 4 members still alive, they're doing a lot of damage, and Arakil with the Vengeance will not be able to survive either. Double kill for Imam, and that might be just the game for the Philippines in game number 1, showing again dominance and world-class skill.
Wow, Philippines secure the game number 1 with, I can say, maybe a solid draft that coming from Philippines, right? They have the early damage that's coming from this Ranger and Valentina. So Batrix, for Zoriano, he will have a lot of time to get his item, right? To get his money. As soon as he secure the first start in the gold lane, he can do the rotation as well, help his teammate to join the team fight here. So it's much advantage for Philippines. Meanwhile, Slovenia is kind of a little bit passive in the early, because their draft is more into the mid and the late game composition.
It's very difficult for sure. I mean, the Slovenians, they have a lot of early game aggression, they have crowd control, and as we keep talking about Momo-chan, there was that Diggy that can be used very obnoxiously, but he wasn't Clyde, I think, was not very active in the early game, and as a result, you can see that the Philippines, they keep making their way up to Bonnie, and at one point Soriano has like a 2-item advantage over Bonnie, which is not ideal at all, especially if you're using a Popo and Koopa, because the whole point of that hero is to be aggressive in the early game, get that gold plate, and get those objectives. But with how ahead the Philippines were, the Slovenians just couldn't find any opportunities.
And unfortunately, our prediction is, our prediction was Diggy should be babysit this gold lane, should be babysit Bonnie. But the thing is, we didn't see it in the first game. Bonnie left by herself in the top lane, got the first blood and even the second kill for Philippines, right? What makes Philippines, they are a little bit snowballing in the early mid here, even though Dappadap got shut down when he tried to contest the turtle, the objective, right? But it's okay because Soriano, again and again, this guy is very, very free. He got all the turrets. Philippines, they got like 3 or maybe 2 or 3 turrets in the first 5 minutes. So it looks very, very comfortable for Philippines because they are, when they secure the turret objective, they can easily going in fade to their jungler. So it makes that Slovenia, they don't have a chance to turn back the table.
Exactly. They're just so disciplined right here. And maybe they learned something from that match against the Indonesians, because right here, they don't leave any opportunities. It does look like they were low on HP here when they stayed so long in the base of the Slovenians. But even then, no one was taken out. Eventually, Villaluna is the only casualty in this whole sequence of events. And they were just able to abuse the burst damage, the trading potential, and slowly but surely just almost rotate and roll around the death timers for the Slovenian members. And that is just disaster. After a very decisive ending fight, they just go for the end of the base. And that will be the story for game number 1.
Yes, true.
Definitely not the outcome that the Slovenians want. They want to get that early game aggression, and now seeing how the Philippines have dealt with it, macro play, wave management as well, they must have adjustments. More crowd control maybe, more solid planning on which lane they want to make plays with, right? Because if they want to go for the gold lane, then go to the gold lane. If they want to go for the EXP lane, go for the EXP lane. Because if you let both lanes essentially just play out, the Philippines have their own plan on which lane they want to actually give advantage to.
Yeah,
and you
it
see
will
it
give
there.
advantage for
Both the
Philippines.
EXP lane and the gold lane. Just so far ahead.
Yeah, that's true. Agree with that. I think Slovenia, they have to come with a better strategy in the second game, because they have the Cyclops, they have the Digi, right? And also Fredrin. Even though we know that Freya needs some of the items, but the Popol Kupa has some opportunity to at least giving a poke damage toward this Beatrix with the DG maybe as a babysitter here, but the match MVP goes to Zoriano without any death at all, with
0 deaths.
0 death, 13 kills.
The GPM, Momo-chan. Mirko was saying the highest you've seen is 700, 800.
No.
1,100
Yes,
GPM for Soriano.
and today we have like 2 guy giving 100k gold per minute. It was insane because they're just too, dominant in this game. And the player spotlight, of course, Imam, which is, we know that with this Valentina, he can copy everyone. He just, he's very, very confident to just IMU the time journey from Clyde, because Clyde will be the front laner for Slovenia, because he needs to pop up that alarm bomb to give a poke damage for Philippines. But the thing is, you know how strong as well Ravila, with the holy healing, with the holy baptism, Philippines, they have enough CC to just stop all the player from Slovenia if they want to play aggressively and try to dive into Philippines team.
If you look at the item builds right here as well, Momo-chan.
Wow,
2 Blade of Despairs.
Agree.
So definitely going for burst damage here, but they are so behind that they have no chance to actually get that burst damage in. Everyone from the side of the Philippines, even the screenshots of members, especially Soriano here with the Has Claws, has so much sustain. And to add to that, Villaluna on that Rafaela is there to provide extra bit of sustain as well. So definitely, again, a lack of a dynamic kind of
Wow.
engage, because they really struggle.
The
They
goal
have-
is just too far, Like
Yes.
a 10k for Zoriano. Meanwhile, the riches from Slovenia is from that Boni with 4.8, almost 5k, but 2 times, double, 2 times gold if you compare to Soriano, right? So
Well-
I think it's kind of a little bit one-sided game as well from Slovenia.
Absolutely.
So we will see.
Paket Shopee COD, Kak.
Sabar dulu Ayang. Sebelum kita buka paketnya, kita
if you try and do so many things, it might be too difficult. But what is gonna be easy actually is deciding what device you want to use. Actually,
Oh wow! So do you have any recommendation, Arashi?
are you asking me that, Momo-chan?
Of course.
I think there are a lot of contenders, but the Samsung Galaxy
Oof.
A35 5G,
Wow.
I think is just very, very good. It has 8 gigabytes of RAM. It has 256 storage space.
Amazing.
It has a super AMOLED display screen, especially on a beautiful day like this.
Oh wow!
Right, you can make sure that the screen is completely visible, and it's not just visible; it's 120 refresh rate.
Wow!
Smooth.
Wow!
I like that.
Smooth, amazing. So guys, I think you guys have to check their website. So you guys go to Samsung website and check every specification of Samsung Galaxy A series. They have A330. They also have like A53. So I think there's a lot of option for you guys. Or maybe you are looking for the smartphone for Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
Well, for Mobile Legends, it performs like a charm. So awesome performance is made for you.
Yes, for you, awesome generation.
Awesome generation.
Galaxy A series 5G, awesome
It's
is
for
for
everyone.
everyone. How that's smooth.
It's for all the players in the stage right now as well. So
That's
they
right.
really, really need to focus here because the device is giving them an advantage, but it all comes from the players themselves.
Yeah.
Right now, especially for Slovenia, this is a very hard blow to to take in. It
I
is
know,
a very
right?
one-sided game, as you mentioned, Momo-chan. So adjustments must be there. And for
Yeah.
the Philippines, we said that it's a very unique strategy, and there's no better team to try and implement something new like this. Two marksmen, as we
Two
mentioned,
marksmen,
and
yeah.
essentially two supports. We'll see if they go for something similar, or
Yeah.
will they surprise us even more? Because you never know with the Philippines, man.
Yeah, if we talk about Philippines, we know how strong this a team, right? Because uh, actually, Blacklist International, they already secure a lot of champions title, right?
Yes.
From the M series
Yeah, of
and
course.
also the MPL in their own country, in their own region. We know how strong Blacklist is, but sometimes, yeah, we also know that Philippines, they come out with the surprise draft as well, right? With these two, I can say maybe two marksmen, and even we know that Blacklist is very, very famous with the two supports. So I would like to see what will they bring to us from the drop and epic. But I think we will take a short break, guys.
What?
So yeah.
Aw.
So for our players, they can prepare better for the second game. So
I
please don't
guess.
go anywhere. Please stay tuned. We will be right back after a short break.
Ada drama terus. Nonton nih komedi yang nyegerin, lucunya gak habis-habis. Ngelospol. Capek hati drama mulu. Mending dibawa happy. Mau dibikin ketawa? Mau dibikin mewek? Mau dibikin ngeri-ngeri sedep? Mau dibikin kaget? Mau dibikin penasaran? Mau dong! Di sini gudangnya informasi yang bikin kalian update gak kelar-kelar setiap hari. Ini baru Trans 7.
Apa ya? Makanan yang harganya receh tapi enaknya mantul.
Banyak pengen loh, ini dia. Menu receh, harga receh, dijamin enaknya mantul.
Enak banget. Coba, Mel.
Apapun yang kamu pengenin, di sini referensi lengkapnya.
Ada yang ngiler.
Jajan terus bareng makan receh dan enaknya mantul. Ini baru Trans 7.
We are getting the grid forming here at the Mandalika circuit.
Musim balap motor 2022 telah usai. Namun jiwa petualang untuk memacu adrenalin di atas roda 2 masih terus membara.
Away we go in Indonesia. Oh, what a dramatic start.
Mendaki gunung lewati lembah,
Baru mulai belum apa-apa, udah terjebak motornya.
menyusuri hutan, bahkan pelosok daerah yang jarang terjamah.
Udah skincarean tapi kulit masih terasa kering, dehidrasi, dan kemerahan. Tandanya kamu butuh skincare dari dalam. Hah? Skincare dimakan? No! Sekarang udah ada Real Food Jelly Kiwi Barrier Boost. Gabungan kebaikan sarang burung walet dengan ekstrak kiwi, ekstrak peach, omega 3, omega 6, dan vitamin B5 yang membantu memperkuat skin barrier dan menjaga kelembapan kulit. Bye-bye kulit kering, dehidrasi, dan kemerahan. Skin barrier sehat, kuat, dan lembab dengan ngemil Real Food Jelly Kiwi Barrier Boost.
Untuk setiap langkah maju, saatnya wujudkan prioritas Anda. Mari tumbuh bersama BRI, menjadi prioritas setiap pelayanan kami. BRI Prioritas, untuk pribadi terpilih.
A respect band for none other than Soriano. On that Beatrix, an absolute menace. How much was it? 1,100 gold per minute?
Yeah.
No. They don't want to deal with that at all.
I think that's the highest gold per minute though. But yeah, there's no bad tricks for Soriano. There's no Digi as well for Slovenia. Okay, so there's gonna Kaja. I think there will be Kaja.
Kaja.
Open for Philippines. But there's no Atlas. Slovenia, they're still not banning out that Kaja.
The Kaja has been very, very impactful in the right
Agree.
situations. If you want to go for those pickoffs, it's definitely an option.
Wow.
Philippines has gone for that Martis ban though, because it is a very, very oppressive jungler that requires your whole team to adjust to that pick.
And not only Kaja, you know. There's 1-1 as well. There's 1-1 for Philippines, so they have a lot of option here. Slovenia, they are on the edge right now. Which one they have to ban? Is it gonna be a Leomord? Is it gonna be a Benedetta maybe from Dapadap? Or is it gonna be Wenwen? If they don't want to take a risk, I think Wenwen or maybe Kaja.
Oh,
but it's gonna be Gushin, so
Wow.
Slovenia, they want to contest this. They want to contest this both OP hero such as Kaja and also Wenwen. But Wenwen is gonna be the prio for Soriano. Sorry. So
Very confusing name, Momo-chan.
Yeah,
It's
I know.
completely understandable. But Soriano will have his hands
Soriano,
on that 1-1. That is a bit dangerous, but we'll see if Slovenia has a plan.
That's Kaja.
As you mentioned, Momo-chan, they have
Yes.
opted to leave a few heroes open, and being the second pick, they have more chances to secure some of these quote-unquote OP heroes. That will be the Kaja, and that will be the Carmilla that we saw was banned in game number 1 by them, actually.
yeah, it's
Those
are very strong pick from Slovenia, but fast pick from Philippines. They have this Farja and also Guinevere, which is very unique as well because it's been a long time we never see Guinevere back to the lane of zone.
Jungle Gwyn? If I was Slovenia right now, I'll be quite concerned. They picked that Farsa and Guinevere way too fast for my liking, man. They have a plan 100%, and for Slovenia, they were hovering over the Sicilian and now the Lunox, so wanting some kind of long-range artillery, some kind of DPS from that mid-side to supplement the gold lane damage. It will be the Lunox eventually. A lot more output potential, more security with the Brilliance Order.
Even with the burst damage coming from the Chaos Assault as well, right?
Yes.
The purple damage is very, very painful, especially if you already have your combination item between the Lightning Transient and also Clock of Destiny. It will give more damage for this Lunox, but Partia is gonna be the high ground hero for Philippines, so it's gonna be a homework for Lunox to dive in and try to shut down that Farsia, but there's no Grok as a second banning phase from Slovenia.
Slovenia now banning out that Grok. I guess with the Kaja and with the Carmilla, they want to be able to get those engages, that crowd control, and Grok has CC immunity. And the other options are Martis as well as Diggy, so maybe this is a working game plan. We're now back into the second banning phase. So for the Philippines, what else do they want to take away? Maybe some assassin, some dive potential? They do have very vulnerable backline members depending on the situation, and the Esmeralda will be the ban. Is this hinting at a Mathilda perhaps?
Yeah, I know, but Esmeralda here. Let's see. There's no Esmeralda. Is it gonna be Phoveus?
Oh, Phoveus.
Phoveus? Because, wait, they can ban out the Phoveus as well if they want to, because Slovenia is gonna be the first that pick the Povius, but it's not a Povius. It's gonna be Leomord.
Leomord.
It's interesting.
Horseman.
But Hayabusa is gonna be the shadow pick. They bought out that Leslie, and they bought out the Akai.
I guess they just want a very aggressive, a very hero with a lot of kill potential in the jungle. Leomord and Hayabusa can both work, but right now, I really do feel like they need a bit more engage and or catch. Fanny as well being hovered on here. It is a hero with a very, very high skill ceiling though, so we'll have to see how well can Slovenia actually put it to use. It will be
of the Philippines, right? Because you know he has to use the Brilliant of Order, then change it into the Chaos Assault so he can take down Farsha at the backline. But with Hayabusa, with the Quad Shadow and also the Shadow Kill, Farsha could be the target for Slovenia. But the last two picks from Philippines, it's gonna be Ruby and also Fredrin.
so if you want to go for a dive situation against the Philippines roster right now, this is very, very dangerous. But Slovenia goes for the Popo and Koopa yet again. If they put all their attention into that gold lane, it is a very dangerous situation for Soriano. 1-1, as Mirko loves to mention, is very vulnerable in the early laning phase, and if you can shut her down in the early stages, the mid game becomes very, very rough as well. So off the bat, I must say that if we're talking about early game aggression, Slovenia has it. It all will come down to the execution, Momo-chan.
Okay, it's interesting because Philippines, they has a lot of crowd control here. They have
Yes.
this Ruby with the I'm offended. They have Guinevere as well. They have this Fredrin with the taunting. So I think it's hard from Slovenia because Philippines, they already prepared the strategy. They ban out the DE in the first banning phase. So they know that they want to secure all the crowd control hero here to win the second game. So it's gonna be the homework for Slovenia. don't want to take a risk to just, keep giving a pressure because we know how strong Zoriano as well with this 1-1. Meanwhile, there's a stun coming from Imam with the energy impact, and the curse of blood comes from Clyde trying to shut down Imam at the backline, but I think it's kind of a little bit hard for him.
It's way too difficult, but the Feather Airstrike is available again. Imam pops it up.
Visao?
Look at that. Visao is a bit too aggressive, gets knocked up, gets taken out into the hands of Soriano, and they're not done yet again. Bonnie is the next target, and the crossbow of Tang is popped up. That's a double for Soriano. And in the mid lane, yet again, action all over the place. The Philippines are out for blood.
Yeah, I think they are still looking for more RSC because, with the pressure they have right now with this Partia and also with this Guinevere, and they are keep snowballing since in the early game with this Partia
So he's able to take the purple
and
buff
also
back
with
though,
this
so that's
Guinevere,
fortunate for him.
and
But
they
they
are
are not out
snowballing
of the fire just yet. The goal difference is building up, and the turtle is up as well. The Philippines are still trying to bait, trying to make a play happen at the bot side instead, knowing that the Slovenians have had a tendency to actually trade objectives instead.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the next objective will be this turtle in our first 4 minutes. Meanwhile, Rimuru is already being chased away by the member of Philippines. Look at the town and also the ammo fan that comes from Villa Luna. It obviously will make Rimuru cannot run from it.
Ooh, the Freezer's Wrath being used as well. That is a large damage on Visao, and that's a double kill taken by Dapadap. And he is going in for Clyde just for good measure. That will be a killing spree picked up by Del Rosario on that tank Guinevere as Arakil is forced to flicker yet again. A battle spell being used defensively instead of aggressively for this Kaja.
Oh my god, now Philippines, they don't want to give a chance at all to make Slovenia can do free rotation here, right? Because they have to secure their jungle. But Feather Airstrike and burst damage coming from this Farsia melted down Bonnie.
Bonnie with 5 deaths right now, definitely a very tough situation. It's a repeat of game number 1, Soriano just getting out of control and Bonnie getting absolutely shut down. As Arakil here tries to make the winning play, goes with a Divine Judgment, but it won't be enough. Actually, he gets taken very, very low as Dapadap just moves back and starts going for a roam perhaps.
Okay, and now their crossbow of tank pops up as well from Zoriano. It makes Clyde with the Curse of Blood cannot do much here. Meanwhile, we know how strong Dapadap in the top lane. And Royal Rosario, I think, drove too much, but he's still able to survive. And even the cover that comes from Philippines, it makes that Rosario still able to join the team fight in the mid lane and secure the mid turret.
2 kills for the Philippines, but Visao was able to escape with his life. Very fortunate for him, but one more turret taken away from the hands of the Slovenians, and the jungle control now will be absolutely contested as the Filipino members are going for this orange buff. But wait a minute, Visao tries to make a play, it won't be enough. And now, both teams are just waiting for an opportunity as the Feather Airstrike is being used by Imam. He won't be able to burst anyone low enough, but Arakil, one of the main engage tools, will no longer be able to actually mount a resistance in the front line. I'm offended though, being used onto Bonnie, and that is her falling down yet again. Shadow Kill is being used by Visao, but unfortunately, not enough damage, not enough resources.
Kamu kenapa? 12-12 birthday sale, diskon hingga 90%.
Rusak.
12-12 birthday sale, diskon hingga 90%.
Beli semua di shop.
Aduh, banyak pesanan gini. Gimana ya biar ongkirnya nggak mahal?
Grab Express. Tenang aja Bu, kirim tak antar Grab Express pasti beres. Ibu bisa dapetin ongkir flat tiap kali kirim. Langganan pakai ongkir flat unlimited cuma 1.000 loh.
Tunggu apa lagi? Apapun dagangannya, kirim tak getar.
So not exactly the ideal target. He's alone though right now. Dapadap as well as Soriano wants vengeance. They go in. Soriano aiming to go for a crossbow of tank perhaps. He needs to be very careful though as the Koopa gets sent out. Clyde is very, very low, but Dapadap alone will be able to zone the rest of the members from the side of Slovenia and force out the Brilliance Order as well. Both teams back away, but the Filipinos, they're just going for those turrets.
Yeah, I know, right? And look at that. Now, we will see the same thing over and over again because now Slovenia, they have to defend their base. The Dapadap is gonna be the front laner, and
crossbow tank goes in. That's a godlike for Soriano. That's a double kill. That might be a triple kill, not just quite yet. And now, with 2 members down, can the Slovenians defend from this assault? The range game, the burst game, the crowd control is just
against Slovenia, and Slovenia is our second region that has to say goodbye. But good game will play for Slovenia, and Philippines, they still continue their journey.
That was
I thought that Hayabusa could be the answer for Slovenia because it was a really, really good pick. Good job from Slovenia. They have this Hayabusa, like I mentioned it earlier. He can goes back into the backline, right? He chased that Ruby from Luna because Luna was very, very low. Then he used the quad shadow and jump back in with the not with the shadow kill, but
He saved it
only
for a bit.
one. Yeah, he saved it for a bit. He just used that shuriken
shurikens.
to finish him. So yeah,
It's
very good.
It's a respectable attempt, but unfortunately, it wasn't quite enough. So Slovenia, unfortunately, they tried so hard, and yet the game really seems like a bit of a repeat from the first game.
Yeah.
So it just shows again how well the Filipinos are able to actually execute on the same game plan and achieve the same result. And with this tank Guinevere, though, that is very, very interesting.
Yeah, they have a lot of CC here. They have this often they have the filer requirement from this Guinevere, and also Imam with the curse of Crow and also the energy impact. It can give a instant stun to